The trade war between the US and EU escalated on February 26, 2025, when the US imposed a 25% tariff on EU imports, particularly steel and aluminum. In retaliation, the EU announced countermeasures, including tariffs on American products like bourbon whiskey and Levi's jeans, signaling a deeper economic clash. Introduction: the rise of the EU-US trade war. On February 26, 2025, tensions between the United States and the European Union, EU, escalated dramatically as the US announced a sweeping 25% tariff on goods imported from the EU. This aggressive move was aimed at addressing perceived trade imbalances and protecting domestic industries, particularly in steel and aluminum. In response, the EU has vowed to retaliate with tariffs of its own, targeting iconic American products such as bourbon whiskey, Harley-Davidson motorcycles, and Levi's jeans. This trade war is expected to have far-reaching implications for both economies, affecting consumers, businesses, and global supply chains. With the US and EU at odds, this new era of protectionism threatens to disrupt established trade patterns and raise the stakes in international commerce. As these tariffs go into effect, both sides face a delicate balancing act, weighing the potential benefits of their policies against the economic damage they could inflict on their own industries and consumers. What does the trade war consist of? The trade war between the United States and the European Union has brought a series of retaliatory measures that will impact a wide range of industries and products. On one side, the US has imposed a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum imports from the EU, targeting key European exports in these sectors. This move is seen as a protectionist effort to support American manufacturing industries, particularly those producing metal products. In retaliation, the European Union has announced countermeasures worth approximately 26 billion euros, set to take effect on April 1, 2025. These measures specifically target American goods, including iconic products such as bourbon whiskey, Harley-Davidson motorcycles, and Levi's jeans, all of which are popular in European markets. The implementation of these tariffs represents a significant shift in global trade dynamics, signaling a more adversarial approach between these two economic giants. Both sides are now locked in a cycle of escalating tariffs, with the potential for even more aggressive measures in the future. Consequences for consumers. The imposition of tariffs between the United States and the European Union is set to have significant consequences for consumers on both sides of the Atlantic. The immediate impact will be seen in the form of higher prices for a variety of everyday goods. For example, consumers in the US may see the cost of steel and aluminum products rise, which could lead to increased prices for automobiles, construction materials, and appliances. In the EU, iconic American products like bourbon whiskey, Levi's jeans, and Harley-Davidson motorcycles are likely to become more expensive due to the 25% tariff imposed by the EU. These price hikes will reduce the purchasing power of consumers, making certain goods less affordable and potentially limiting access to a wide range of products. With fewer affordable choices, both European and American households may experience a squeeze on their disposable income, ultimately affecting their overall standard of living. Economic impact. The economic ramifications of the trade war are far-reaching and could lead to broader economic slowdowns in both the EU and the US. As the tariffs take effect, industries that rely heavily on imports and exports from these two regions may experience disruptions in their supply chains, driving up costs and causing delays. Analysts estimate that the EU economy could shrink by approximately 0.4% as a result of the tariffs, while the US could see a contraction of around 0.17%. As the trade war continues, both the US and EU face significant economic challenges, with consumers bearing the brunt of higher prices,